Alright everyone, we start off today with a big oopsie. Oh shit, Mattel really stepped in dog shit and then proceeded to rub it all over itself. The advice that they gave people after this story broke wasn't necessarily the greatest advice you could give, by the way. There's a movie called Wicked. It's a Disney movie or something like that, and it's a standard kids fare, basically. It's a movie for the young adult crowd. And they've got, of course, promotional toys and shit like that for the movie, like they always do. But there is a problem. First wave of the, dolls or, whatever the hell you'd call them, for the movie, the box contains a URL on it, where you can ostensibly go and do movie-related shit. Yeah, games for kids and shit like that. The normal fare. The problem is they included the wrong URL. It was supposed to be wickedmovie.com. That would take you to the site, and you can go, and I guess it talks about the characters, and there's probably games and shit. I'm not going to go visit it. I'm a little bit past watching, Y7 sort of stuff, unless it's stuff from the 90s. Instead, they included a different URL that I can't even probably talk about on a YouTube video because it is pornographic in nature. Yes, and going to that link gives you a different viewing experience than the actual movie presumptively is intended to give you. I have a feeling there's basically three possible explanations here. The first is that somebody responsible for package design just didn't really get the memo, that it's a genuine mistake. That's not really forgivable in the sense of keeping your job or anything like that, and Mattel coming out and saying, well, just block the link. Don't worry about it too much. Ooh, that was a mistake. So that's the first possibility. And the second possibility is that it's like, you remember back in the 1990s when The Little Mermaid was first released, right? For some of the VHS tapes, the ones that went out first, one of the animators actually responsible for cover design just fucking grew to hate Disney. And so he made one of the spires on the big coral, golden, whatever it is, castle on the Little Mermaid VHS, on the original ones, the original gangsta version, before those old white case box sets. You got them later. Here's our classic restoration, high def and shit like that. It had a penis on it, and it was very clearly a cock. There was no other way to interpret it. Look it up for yourself, Little Mermaid dick or something like that. Next time there's a Little Mermaid movie, it's the Little Mermaid that'll have the dick, probably. It reminded me of that. So it could be somebody was disgruntled, said, well, the URL looks official. I'm just going to put this on here, he. It's going to cause a big problem for the company. Then you've got some people speculating it has something to do with trying to groom children. I mean, that's always possible, too. Entertainment industry does seem awfully interested in children's sexuality these days, so I wouldn't put it past them. Smart money, though, is on this was one wicked mistake by one employee who greenlit the actual design and did not know that that particular URL that shall not be mentioned, you can look it up for yourself. It's not difficult. It has to do with the term wicked. I wonder what that could connotate in terms of pornographic material. Taking a brief view of the site, I personally do not view porn, although I have no moral problem against it. It looks like just a random hodgepodge of shit. It's basically, it ranges everything from, the soft X to more hardcore fucking and shit like that. Looks like it's more one of the cinematographic sort of porn companies. So it's more like, they set up a storyline. It's like, oh, the horny mailman just came and, oh, I can't pay for this postage, sir. But if you come, would you like some coffee? That sort of thing. The most cringy ass side of porn, by the way. Trying to develop a plot when, the end goal is fairly obvious. So Mattel tried to apologize, and they probably shouldn't have even fucking bothered. They probably should have just said, oh shit, one of our Bangladeshi employees couldn't differentiate the two URLs. They should have thrown somebody under the bus. Instead, they're telling parents, don't worry, you've gotten your kid this toy which has the porn URL literally on the package, but just block it. As though the average boomer even knows how to block a website, by the way. It's just a hot mess. And I'm surprised also the legacy media is actually discussing it, and not just Fox. I think there's a story on CNN right now actually about it. I'm slightly surprised that they would actually take it up, because normally they love grooming kids. They love the idea of exposing 7 and 8-year-olds to that sort of stuff, because these people are perverts. They're not going to let that mistake go to waste. Maybe they're talking about it just so that more people will see the link, so that they'll go and watch porn or something like that. Maybe they're hoping to, infantilize the old and artificially mature the young in order to take advantage of both of them. That seems to be their operative strategy, by the way. Again, do not believe in banning porn, but it can cause psychological problems. Yeah, let's just call a spade on that one. Poor Mattel. They have no idea what hit them. When CNN has decided, hey, there's a little bit of a problem here, it's a little bit too on the nose, there's a problem there. Watching their damage control is funny. Looking at the site was funny too, because it's like, there will be kids that actually take that URL, Well, a mere apology is not going to do much. You're going to get sued by some of these parents. Hey, you exposed my child to pornography. The URL was quite literally posted on the box when they bought it. And then I walked into little Susie's room, and she's watching, Jamaican Gigolo 2.0 or something like that. Probably the title of an actual porn movie. Jamaican Gigolo. Chicks with Dicks Volume 3, and like weird shit like that. And now she's all screwed up and saying, what are they doing? I thought that beds were for sleeping in. Shit, well, I have to have the talk a little bit earlier than I would have liked to have had it. Oh, they're going to get sued up the ass about this. This is a frivolous lawsuit waiting to happen, or a class action, potentially. It's not clear that they're even going to change it. Like with the first wave of toys they put out, and they must have invested tens of millions in making them in the first place, cheap plastic crap from China. Maybe it was a communist who decided to do this. Maybe they did it on purpose. They're leaving them on the shelves, so they're still, I guess, available. That's inexplicable. I would think you would immediately recall them, issue an unequivocal apology, try to identify where the problem happened, and then, change the packaging. But it doesn't, it's not entirely clear that they've actually done that yet. I guess you need more national outrage over the toy line literally linking you to pornography. Kids shouldn't be exposed to that stuff, so I think that we're all generally in agreement. Maybe not the far left out there. They seem to think that Drag Queen Story Hour is some sort of human right. But it's a big scandal, and those are basically the things that I can think of that would cause this to happen. Best money is somebody just did not realize which URL was supposed to be put there. And so they just, they typed it in. They put it on, the computer in whatever image is being printed onto the box before it's assembled and packed. And but they didn't know which URL they were supposed to use. They didn't have enough room for wickedmovie.com, so they truncated it. That's the fact that this is a possibility also. It speaks to the insanity of corporations. Oftentimes, when you have a very hierarchical structure where 5 or 6 people are involved in a game of telephone to get information from one person to another to get it done, sometimes something can be lost in translation. That may very well be what happened here. Very, very interesting indeed. They're fucked sideways, though, right now. You should see the number of people who message me about this fucking story. That's about all. Peace out.